All right, so I came from the from Family Dollar to go get some stuff, and I was realizing, how kind of irresponsible we are as adults with our children, and it just validated the point for me innerly how we raise our children to have the things that we never got, but never have the information we never had. Like, we want to buy them Christmas and all this other stuff, other people, but we don't really instill in them confidence and principle, like real principles, like how they learn, how they respond to energy, how to cleanse themselves, how to act with their own internal tools, how to live, how to truly thrive in this this vessel we call human. And because everything is energy, it plays a huge, like when you send your child to school, it plays a huge effect on how your children are responsive. So if you don't know your child's energy and you just know their behavior is a reflection of the mind. So like when the child is being quote unquote left back, really you need to ask, how's their self-confidence? What were they taught to think? What were they taught to feel? What were they taught to understand about themselves, about others, about the information they're learning? Is somebody taking the time out to help them truly understand the information? Or, well, that's actually that way. Or are you just saying you're not getting it, you're fucking retarded? And the horrible part about that is, as adults, we don't even understand half the information that if our children came back to us and say, yo, how you do this, how you do that, you don't even know how to do it. All school teaches you is how to memorize. It doesn't teach you how to learn. Let me say that again. School doesn't teach you how to learn. School teaches you how to memorize. So because school is about memorization, why I say that, because if you truly learn something, and I mean you truly learn something, it is very difficult to unlearn it, to forget it, because you really learned it, unless you stop practicing it. But when you truly learn something, like, it's difficult. You know what I'm saying? Like, you learn your culture, you learn your traditions, you learn your behavior, you learn how to love, and you memorize what's given to you in school, you know? And the reason why I say that is because a year later, you forget the shit. You know what I'm saying? Partially because you stop memorizing it, but I think a lot of adults need to take the time to really develop themselves and where they are mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually before they have children. Like, stop having children and you work at a belittling job, barely able to take care of yourself and your children, and you just take these irresponsible positions with our children. And I think you should really, the same way you plan out getting a house and getting the shit that's not gonna be here when you die, meaning somebody could sell it, somebody could give it away. I think we hugely undervalue, especially in the black community, our youth, because they're the only thing, I said this before, they are the only thing, your children are going to be the only thing here that is truly valuable after you die. And based on how you taught them, could be the initiating of their life, or etc., etc. So I think we need to take it a little bit more seriously, how we raise our children, how we develop our children, how we better our children, etc., etc., because your car, your clothes, your house, your bills, that's gonna that gets taken care of anyway, you know. All that stuff is only here because you're quote unquote an adult. You know what I'm saying? And I had to deeply understand, like, yo, we need to do better. You know, we need to do better. Where the fuck? CVS that way? I think so. Yes, I think it's this way. Yeah. And we need to do better, man. I'm you know, you're in Georgia and you be like, if you trying to remember where the shit's at by memory instead of like actually knowing the roads and shit. I need to do more of that. But anyway, I think we do such a poor job parenting. We take it as such a joke. Like, it's almost ridiculous. We do such a poor job as parents. And I think because usually we're poor adults. And I think you should not have children until your life is set. You should not be taking care of no children until your life is set. And that's just what it is. And if your life is never under any type of good management, you shouldn't have children. Because I don't think you should have children and invite them into your mess, and then now you want to get your fucking life together because you have somebody to take care of. I mean, that could be a great motivation, I guess, but it's such a weakness because you're waiting for something outside of you to push you to do what you need to do. You know? Stop having children if you are not together. That is, children are not something to be played with because, again, they are the only thing that when you die, they carry on what you passed on to them. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us spend our whole lives giving our children nothing of serious, like, you know, longevity, serious legacy. You know what I'm saying? We spend a lot of our time giving our children nothing. And it's so sad. You know, we really need to do better. And that's why I thank God the universe saved me from being in that situation as well. But almost being with somebody who has a child, because I ain't got time for that. Now my mindset is different, so I would take care of the child different. But again, it's still, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like that's such a intrusive life. You know what I'm saying? I think you need to get totally clear about you. And get seriously clear about you. I don't think you should wait to have children to get clear about you. That is such a disservice. You know, and it's so fucked up too that your life is in the shams. So you want to have children. What the fuck you doing? Because usually, again, I've watched it in play. People have children because they want to fill a void in themselves. Not necessarily because they're planning it and this is what they have set up. This is why they want to push their DNA forward. And I think white people do a better job at that. They have children to push their DNA forward. And they do it for a legacy perspective. And that's why you see their children running the world. Not just them, they die, and then that's it, you know? Have children on the sense of, yo, this is what we about to do. This is what our children are about to pass on, even if it's slightly different from our own, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, they are their own being, their own deity. So they have a right to govern as such. But if you see any of the great successful people, you see that their children almost immediately take after the parent. You know what I'm saying? They take after the parent of what they're doing, speaking, business, sports. Like, for whether it be Eric Thomas, his son took up the area that he was working in, sports. Like, he was doing motivational speaking for them, and that's what they was doing. You know, that's what he's doing now. Same thing with like Les Brown. That's the person that comes to mind too, where his children are all basically doing the same thing he doing, you know. And because like the saying goes, the apple don't fall far from the tree. Where I'm doing the same thing my father did, but it's a little bit different. Even though he watered the seed at one time of entrepreneurship, and because he was showing me his world at one point in my life. But I was always an entrepreneur as a writer and as an author. It's just that he showed me the now that I understand from the Virgo and Chiron that I need to take care of my health. That I need. It's not an if or and or but about it. I need to. You know what I'm saying? For me to really function. And that's the thing. When I was in school, that's one thing my parents probably didn't know, that for me personally to really function, my health needs to be, together. My health can't be sloppy, and I'm sitting there trying to digest all this information, because I won't. Or it'll be harder. I'll be working harder, not smarter, if I'm not eating. I'm seeing this message, yo. What the fuck? I feel you heard? And I'm not taking my health seriously. You know what I'm saying? Now, right now, I'm doing the best that I can, but like, I really got to take my health seriously. Whether it be going to the gym, I got to make it. I'm making it a demand that this is not where it's at. Oh yeah, yes it is. My fault. All right, so I be, since Jordan be having me lost sometimes, but So I think. I think we need to take more time to study ourselves, study human nature, than before we just collapse into the world of children. Discover our purpose before we dive into the realm of children. And if you do have children, figure that out as fast, and I mean lightning speed, as possible. Don't be waiting 50 years and your whole child's grown up, because like, what the fuck you doing, my nigga? And I think we just need to do better. We need to do better. Do your children a favor and better yourself and be the best you version you can. ASAP, no Rocky.